Job done in game one for Nick Fazekas and the Kawasaki Brave Thunders, but another job to do for Ira Brown and Osaka Evessa. Here are the stats from yesterday's game. Well, from the perimeter, of course, as we mentioned, Osaka Evessa shooting very well, 10 for 22 from downtown. Kawasaki Brave Thunders, 27%, not too bad in their mind. Only missed 5 free throws, as did Osaka Evessa. But it's the points in the paints have been the big difference. I mean, if you think about the field goals from inside the rainbow, Kawasaki Brave Thunders with 28 for 41, shooting a very impressive 68%. And as the great Charles Barkley once said, it's the team that scores the most points close to the basket is usually going to be the team that wins it. Now, in today's modern game, though, they argue the fact that the game is played from the perimeter, that it is a three-point game that was revolutionized by the Golden State Warriors in 2015 onwards. But right now, Kawasaki Brave Thunders, they're playing their own style of basketball. There you can see Josh Harrelson of Osaka. Ryusei Shinoyama, as I mentioned, one of the primetime shooters for the Japanese national team. Doesn't take many shots for this Kawasaki Brave Thunders team, but nonetheless, his team are in control of this series. It's live, and it's the B-League. Well, there are the lineups, of course. Osaka Evessa featuring some very good players. Tatsuya Ito, one of their primetime point guards, very fast-paced. There is number 8, Ryogo Sumino. And Ira Brown, 38 years of age, came to Japan in 2011, where he's really solidified his career, becoming a household name, having also featured for the Japanese national team. Well, for Kawasaki Brave Thunder, there's a lot of players you could pick up, but one of the players you want to watch out is the man shooting the ball, as we've mentioned time and time again, Ryusei Shinoyama. Well, infamous for the one-handed fadeaway against Qatar in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers in 2019, where he was fading away out of bounds at the end of the shot clock, threw up a prayer, it was nothing but net, and the commentator said, "Arigato gozaimasu." Well, the one main player for Kawasaki Brave Thunders is going to be Nick Fazekas. I mean, this guy is simply 3 letters, sums him up. He is an MVP caliber player. He'll be backed up by Jordan Heath, Pablo Aguilar, the Spanish international, and as we mentioned, Uruguayo. His name is Matias Carfani. Well, there's
クォーターファイナル2020-21株式会社カスタマーリレーションテレマーケティングプレゼンツ大阪エレッサー vs 川崎ブレイブサンダース。まずは川崎ブレイブサンダーススターティング5のご紹介です。
Well, now we get a look at the starting five here for Osaka Evessa. Well, players to look out for, as we mentioned, Ryogo Sumino played very, very well for them. No doubt we'll see Ira Brown, possibly Josh Harrelson, also in that starting lineup. While Tatsuya Ito does come off the bench, as well as Garrett Stutz. He came off the bench last night. Be very interested to see what they go with. Hiromu Nakamura also played a few minutes last night as well, but that will be the main sharpshooter for them. They're going to have to try and isolate him as best as possible in the low block. So Nakamura will be in the starting lineup, as we can see right there. Number 25, DJ Newbill. And there you can also see number 33, Ira Brown, and Josh Harrelson. Well, Harrelson had a very good start last night. I mean, he shot the ball very well. But again, didn't even look to score that much as the game went on. But that was down to the defensive presence of Nick Fazekas. Well, tempo is going to be key for them. They're going to have to make sure they get off to a very, very good start tonight and try and control the tempo as best as possible. Kenji Saito, he knows that it's do or die tonight. They must win tonight to give themselves any hope. But they know that the competition is probably the best right now. I mean, Kawasaki Brave Thunders, they're just known as one of those top playoff teams that really just like to methodically wear you down and cause lots of problems. Well, there are starting lineups, as we mentioned. It's going to be interesting to see how these matchups go. Well, the one thing is, Naoto Tsuji, who had a very, very good game last night, along with Yuma Fuji, they will make up the backcourt. It's a very big lineup. Pablo Aguilar, number 34, the Spanish international from the Real Madrid Academy, he will play the three-man. I imagine they'll put Jordan Heath down low as a center and try to get Nick Fazekas to isolate as much as possible. Now, if Ira Brown ends up defending Nick Fazekas, what you're going to see Kawasaki Brave Thunders do a lot of is a pick and roll, try and get the switch, and try and isolate Nick Fazekas in the low block against a mismatch. That's what caused a lot of problems yesterday for Osaka Evessa. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching us here in the United Kingdom, in the Philippines, Magandang Araw, Kumusta? But right now, it's B-League playoffs. It's the quarterfinals. It's Osaka Evessa defending their playoff dreams against Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Kawasaki Brave Thunders lead the series 1-0, and we are underway. Osaka now get the first possession of the game. They'll try to go down low down to Ira Brown. Brown got heavily by Jordan Heath, but here's a switch. Well, Newbill turns it over right away, and again, Nick Fazekas comes up with a loose ball. And now Yuma Fuji wastes no time getting up the court, finds Fazekas. Fazekas for three, doesn't get it. Harrelson with a rebound. And now Nakamura on the ball, looking to throw down low to Ira Brown. Great help side defense here by Naoto Tsuji, making that down low pass very, very difficult. Google comes off the screen, kicks it out. This is what Harrelson wants, that mid-range, but he's guarded by Jordan Heath, goes down the middle, bumps, takes a tough fadeaway, doesn't get the drop. That's what Josh Harrelson likes to do, is to pull up that mid-range, but you can see Jordan Heath guarding him very closely, very aggressively, making that shot very impossible to take. Tsuji off one screen. Down low to Heath. Heath guarded by Newbill. There's the mismatch. And Jordan Heath goes to work. With a dump down pass coming from Nick Fazekas and a good 1-2 punch between the Americans. Ryogo Sumino now on the ball. Gives this one up to Nakamura. Nakamura trying to give it up to DJ Newbill. And Newbill gonna go pick and roll here with Ira Brown. Kicks out. There's a 3-point from Harrelson. Way off the mark. And now Kawasaki Brave Thunders will push this one. Fuji all the way. Nobody. Oh my lord. Well, Josh Harrelson denying Yuma Fuji. Josh Harrelson said, "Not in my house." Fuji thinks he's got a wide open layup, but Harrelson, get out of here. Take that to the baseline. Got to go in stronger with that one. Great block by Josh Harrelson. Tsuji now off one screen, hesitates, puts up a little bit, finds Heath, and Heath just tucks it away. And Jordan Heath right now finding a lot of time and space on the ball early on here in the early stages. Harrelson now goes pick and pop, kicks this one out to Sumino. Got it by Fazekas, gets a handoff. Osaka Evessa trying to break down the defense, but just so aggressive from Kawasaki. Sumino now, a few seconds on the shot clock, goes all the way, draws a foul, and he gets the and one. Well, Kawasaki Brave Thunders will be so disappointed that they played such great defense as a team. Sumino, lazy defense by Naoto Tsuji. Why is he reaching? You got Nick Fazekas there in the help side. And now Ryogo Sumino will go to the free throw line here for one shot to make a 3-point play. Well, the man who usually is cash money with the jump shot doesn't make the 3-point play. Tsuji now finds off to Fazekas. Fazekas heavily guarded by Ira Brown. Looking for a handoff. Back to Tsuji. Well, here's the switch on defense. This is what they want. Well, there's the three. The three is up, and the three is no good. Well, you can see a little bit of fatigue now setting in on both these two teams. Remember, they just played last night. And it was actually Osaka Evessa who shot better from the perimeter. A very impressive, just over 40%. Finds Ira Brown now. Brown looking for a handoff with DJ Newbill. Newbill goes down the middle, draws a bit of contact. That's a smart play by DJ Newbill. Well, that's one way that Osaka Evessa can stay in this game, is get them into foul trouble. We've already got one foul on Tsuji. There's one on Jordan Heath. And sometimes when the shots aren't dropping from the perimeter, getting players into foul trouble. And, you know, if you get into the penalty, you can get to the free throw line. But you got to keep attacking now. Ira Brown, pump fakes. Looks like he's going to take on Fazekas. Kicks this one out to Sumino. Nakamura now wide open for the perimeter. Right now, Osaka Evessa have come ready to play. Well, it was a good ball movement. They got a reversal. And Hiromu Nakamura nailed the 3-point shot. Finds Fazekas now. Back up to Naoto Tsuji. Tsuji comes off one screen with Jordan Heath now. Fumbles it back to Fazekas. Tsuji now pulls up for a tough 3-pointer. And again, Kawasaki Brave Thunders cannot find the 3-point rhythm early on here. Hiromu now all the way. Turns it over. Oh no. I think it came off of, pretty sure that one came off Yuma Fuji, so will be baseline ball now to Osaka Evessa. He's got to get it in now. Harrelson gets a handoff with Nakamura. Got it again. Tries to isolate. Turns it over. Well, that's a problem when you go up against a player like Nick Fazekas. I mean, he's got the length on his arms. put a hand up and contest a bad shot, but also Fazekas does actually move very quickly for a big fella. Fazekas is one of those players where he does it on both ends of the court. As we mentioned, he got the 4-point play yesterday in which he broke the hearts of these Osaka Evessa players. And now he's going to the basket, the trademark play, Statue of Liberty hook shot, doesn't get it. So now Fuji looking off one screen, draws a foul. The foul is going to be called on number 13 for Osaka Evessa. That is Hiromu Nakamura. Smart play there by Yuma Fuji, that drawing contact again. Both these two teams won't want to get into too much foul trouble today. Fazekas now. Fazekas gets by Ira Brown. Fazekas, oh, he missed a layup. Well, he did the hard part, which was beating Ira Brown off the dribble, but again, he's got to make that layup. Ryogo Sumino can't get it. Fazekas with a rebound, and now Kawasaki will look to push. Finds Pablo Aguilar. Aguilar had it down the middle, finds Fazekas. Fazekas all the way with a finger on a nice little 1-2 punch between Pablo Aguilar and Nick Fazekas. That's the kind of style you want them to play. Dish the ball down low and hit the big man cutting from the high post, and that's exactly what Nick Fazekas did. Morelson now looking for a handoff, gets it to Newbill. DJ now looking to isolate. DJ double crossover, finds Nakamura. Nakamura puts up a floater, no foul called. Aguilar with a rebound. Here comes Naoto Tsuji leading the Kawasaki Brave Thunder's fast break. Comes off one screen, finds Aguilar, quick turnaround, and that is a veteran's play. Pablo Aguilar caught it, didn't think once, turned around, quick jump hook, and punishes Osaka Evessa. Ira Brown now, nice cut to the basket by Ryogo Sumino, but what a pass. I mean, that is John Stockton and Karl Malone-esque 1990s basketball here by Osaka Evessa. Ira Brown got it in the low block and just saw it cutting Ryogo Sumino. Beautiful basketball now played by both teams. Aguilar now gives this one back out to Yuma Fuji. Fuji wants to screen, but no one sets it. Crosses over, goes in the lane, turns it over. Newbill's diving on the ground. Now he's going to get caught. No, does not. Nakamura, there's a love pass, finds Ira Brown. Brown, oh, he missed it. Well, Brown thought he was going to get fouled. But Osaka will get the ball back. It will be baseline ball to Osaka Evessa. I think he tried to throw a lob, but if you're going to throw a lob, you got to throw it closest to the basket. I mean, Ira Brown, that's an easy 2 points for him. It's a bit of a poor pass there by Nakamura. Nakamura is a very reliable guard. Experienced Ryogo Sumino attacks the basket. Well, they're going to need a lot more of that. Now you can see he's adapting his game now, because last night he started the game off on fire, and as soon as he stopped making shots, he kept taking them. But now you can see he's driving to the basket, adapting that game. Good ball movement. Tsuji for three. Oh, baby! Naoto Tsuji, arigato gozaimasu. That's another player they cannot afford to leave wide open on the perimeter. And Naoto Tsuji, traveling violation. DJ Nubo should have no arguments. That's a good call by the official, because it took 2-3 steps before he put the ball on the ground. Now, coming into the game is the legendary Ryusei Shinoyama. Remember, as I said at the beginning of this game, in 2019, Ryusei Shinoyama took the one-handed fadeaway out of bounds from the sideline against Qatar playing for Japan. Made it nothing but net, and the commentator said, arigato gozaimasu. Shinoyama, a very smart point guard now. Fazekas all the way with a finger roll, and that's 2 times Nick Fazekas has got by Ira Brown. Well, Ira Brown, you would have thought in this matchup, would have been able to guard Nick Fazekas in that position, but right now Fazekas causing all sorts of problems, and now Shinoyama on the break. Spots up there, lob pass. Well, Ira Brown does a very good job there to stop the alley-oop play. Yeah, you can just see how great Kawasaki Brave Thunders are in transition. I mean, watch this, lob right away. He's going to catch it, but Ira Brown does just enough to put him off that smart defensive play. Nubu comes up one screen now, kicks this one out. Throws it down low to Garrett Stutz. Nice little play there. Turn it over yet again, and right now, Osaka Evessa just can't take care of the basketball. Shinoyama comes up one screen. Double crossover. I think he wants to set another one. Oh, nice play, but again, another steal by Ira Brown. Nubil, time and space. Nubil is going to lay that one up. I thought DJ Nubil was going to throw it down, but again, great play there. Great defensive play that led into a fast break for Osaka Evessa. Shinoyama now. Looking to come off one screen with Nick Fazekas. Down low to the big fella. Fazekas, another turnover. Good fast break. I mean, that ball doesn't touch the ground. And again, Osaka Evessa picking up their defense and turning those steals into fast break points. That ball did not touch the ground. Well, here's the steal. The pass from Nubil finds Ira Brown. Brown finds Subino. The ball does not touch the floor. Beautiful fast break basketball by Osaka Evessa. Well, it's amazing how a turnover or a steal turns into a quick play. That's how you play the game of basketball. Shinoyama now on the ball. Gives this one up to Naoto Tsuji, but gets it back. It's a pick and roll sequence. Fazekas, oh, it's too easy. Bit of contact. And Fazekas will go to the free throw line now for 2 shots. Well, that's why Nick Fazekas is simply so good. I mean, he sets screens, but again, it's his movement off the ball and then gets Harrelson up in the edge, rolls a foul. So now he will go to the free throw line for these 2 shots. Well, he makes a second one. He puts Kawasaki Brave Thunders up by 1 point with 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. Tatsuhito checks into the game for Osaka. Down low to Josh Harrelson now. Nakamura on the wing. Harrelson pulls up for a 3-pointer. And Josh Harrelson, I think it was a 2-pointer actually. I believe his foot was on the line, but that is what he can do. Josh Harrelson, a very, very good 3-point shooter for a center. Shinoyama pulls up for the mid-range. And Shinoyama-san. Ryusei Shinoyama going to work, as we've seen time and time again. 1-point lead now to Kawasaki. Harrelson kicks this one out to Itu. I think he stepped out of bounds. Well, Donnelly turned it over. Donnelly has to be a lot smarter with the basketball. I mean, he stepped out of bounds there, and again, not a smart play. He's got to be more reliable coming into the game. He's a very, very good player, but right now it's the playoffs, the quarterfinals, down 1-0. Every basket counts for Osaka Evessa right now. Pick and roll play, Fazekas all the way, and Nick Fazekas simply unstoppable. Tatsuya Ito now off a few screens in the lane, dishes off, finds Harrelson. Harrelson forces up a tough one. And at the end of the first quarter, I think they've called a foul. So it looks like Josh Harrelson's going to go to the free throw line now for 2 shots. I think they're going to review the play here, actually. To see a replay myself as well, but it's very hard to see from this angle. But again, the referees, it's a good thing they have this replay system, because then they can always go back. Now, Tatsuya Ito comes off a screen here, goes down the middle, dishes off to Garrett Stutz, but fumbles it. I think there is a foul there. I think it's on Shinoyama. I think Shinoyama swipes at Josh Harrelson as he shoots the ball. So the foul has been called, so it will be 2 shots. I think that's the right call as well, because if you notice on that replay, as Harrelson shot the ball, Shinoyama swipes that. There's no need to swipe. So now will be 2 free throws for Josh Harrelson and Osaka Evessa right here at the final, with actually 1.2 seconds left here in the first quarter. Harrelson makes the first one. We missed the second one. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first quarter, it is the Kawasaki Brave Thunders who lead this series 1-0, who are winning in this game by 2 points, 18-16 over Osaka Evessa here in the quarterfinals of the B-League playoffs. So as we start now the second quarter, Kawasaki Brave Thunders do have a 2-point lead here. As Ryose Shinoyama kicks out to Jordan Heave. Now Heave doesn't make too many 3-pointers, but he takes that one. And it's no good from downtown. See the fatigue now setting in with both these two teams, of course. Remember, they did play yesterday. So fatigue is going to be a factor. Going to have to try and play through this. Matthias Calfani checks into the game now for Kawasaki. Kawasaki now will inbound the ball baseline with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Suji takes a quick three-pointer. My word, does he knock it down? That's a tough play by, that was Yuto Otsuka. Well, Yuto Otsuka came in very big yesterday, hitting some primetime shots in the fourth quarter for Kawasaki Brave Thunders. And an offensive foul has been called on Garrett Stutz. Stutz and Jordan Heath been battling it out in the low block, but it is Stutz who gets called for the foul. That's a tough one to see from that angle, but again, the referees have a better view than I do, of course. Stutz is not happy with the call, and he has to go to the bench and take a breather now. Foul has been called off the board. I think it's on Urogo Sumino for a slight little hold there. So Kawasaki Brave Thunders need to keep their discipline, or possibly it's been called on Hiromu Nakamura, I believe, actually. My apologies to Ryogo Sumino, as the foul was not called on him. Jordan Heath now comes and sets a screen. Shino Yama from downtown, well, hits everything but the basket. Osaka Evessa will get the ball back. Brown gets a handoff now. Finds DJ Nubel for three. Nubel's fouled, and that's a silly foul because now DJ Nubel's going to go to the free throw line here for 3 free shots. Again, we talked about fatigue, and this is where ill-disciplined nature of the game can come into play. Here comes Ira Brown with a handoff, and watch Masuda. I'm not sure if Masuda, I believe he's fouled DJ Nubel, so Okesuke Masuda can't just overcommitted himself when he tried to close out against DJ Nubel. When you close out a shooter, you can't make any contact when they're in the air, especially when they're shooting a three-pointer. So it's a bit of a careless foul to give away by the Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Well, DJ Nubel, originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, went to Penn State, graduated in 2015, started his professional career in France, also played for Telenet Ustend, also playing in the Basketball Champions League, and Polski Tsukie Tirania after that Saratov. So a lot of Basketball Champions League experience in Europe, and brief stints playing in the NBL for the New Zealand Breakers and for the Cairns Taipans. Now is finding life here. Very well playing for Osaka Evessa in the B League in Japan, and he's definitely a fan favorite. Love pass down low, Calfani going all the way, and Matias Calfani, as they would say in Spanish, muy fuerte, going to the basket. Goes out of bounds, and it will be Osaka Evessa ball. Turn it over, sloppy plays by Hiromu Nakamura. And DJ Nubel saying to him, you got to pass the ball up better than that. So now we'll be ball back to Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Pablo Aguilar checks back into the game. So this is interesting. We've got Aguilar and Matias Calfani, Spain and Uruguay teaming up here for Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Masuda all the way. Masuda goes in with a finger roll. Keisuke Masuda did very well there on the finger roll to avoid the block from Josh Harrelson. Again, this is why Kawasaki Brave Thunders are one of the best teams here in the B-League. The intelligence of their players is just phenomenal. Ira Brown now catches in the corner. That's a long two. He had his foot on the line, but it doesn't matter because Ira Brown sinks that one. Makes it a 4-point ball game. Down the middle, gets his pocket picked. Goes out of bounds. Now Yasunori Aoki is infuriated because he felt the ball did not come off of him, but again, looked like a very good defensive play by Hiromu Nakamura. DJ Newbill wanted to go for a step back. Actually beat him on the dribble. I don't know why he stepped back in that situation. Picks up the three is there. The three is no good. Calfani with a rebound. Calfani gives up to Aguilar. Back to Calfani. Goes out of bounds. They save it. But see it's Calfani trying to say stepped out. Osaka Evessa trying to make the most of the fast break here. Relson looking for a handoff. Finds Newbill. Newbill quick catch and shoot. DJ Newbill with the smooth three-pointer. DJ going to work. He's going to have to play that kind of game tonight if he's going to help Osaka Evessa come up with a victory tonight. Calfani with a big rebound. Kicks out to Aguilar. Aguilar's wide open. Why not? Pablo Aguilar had a good look, doesn't get it. And Matias Calfani with another rebound. Finds Aguilar. Doesn't get the and one. But right now, the best player on the court is Matias Calfani. I mean, he's just going after every rebound at the moment. And Pablo Aguilar, Spanish international, as we mentioned, started his professional career with the Real Madrid youth system, who back then were a rival of the Estudiantes basketball club, also in Madrid. Well, if you think about the Estudiantes, based in La República de Argentina in central Madrid, a big-time rival. Probably played against the likes of British basketball player Danny Clark as a junior. Makes the second free throw. As he puts Kawasaki Brave Thunders back up by 2 points. There's the three by DJ Newbill from downtown. Well, DJ is lighting it up, and he is cooking up. Well, he is learning how to make some hosamaki and nigiri tuna rolls right now here in Japan because he is the chef at the moment. Aoki now kicks this one out. Masuda for three. Masuda way off the mark. Well, DJ with the ball in his hands. He's got a hot hand right now. He gets fouled. DJ Newbill is already shot on the court that DJ Newbill can't make because at the moment it is a cookout. As Yuma Fuji comes back into the game. But Yasunori Aoki also coming back into the game. He's nailed Totsuchi just to give him a bit more of a perimeter threat. It's Keisuke Masuda checks out of the game, but they still have the lineup with Aguilar at the 5 and of course Calfani at the 4. People now hot hand, long two. Doesn't get it. Rebound again by Matias Calfani. Fuji now becomes a pick and roll. Pablo Aguilar kicks this one out. This is where Totsuchi wants to isolate now. Gives this one up. Down the middle. Well, has a wide open look, but I think the shot clock went off. No basket. Well, couldn't even score at that point, but again, they got to be better. People looking to isolate. Kicks this one out to Ryogo Sumino. It's now Nakamura. Comes off a pick and roll with Harrelson. Nakamura all the way, finds Harrelson. Beautiful play. Nakamura made the penetration, dished it off Harrelson. Right now, Osaka Evessa, led by DJ Newbill, forcing Kawasaki Brave Thunders to call a timeout. As they are not ready to fold here. They're ready to keep their season alive here in the B-League and force this to a Game 3. So now Kawasaki trailing by the most points they have in this game by 3 points. Osaka Evessa pegging back at them. Now they made a change. Well, Pablo Aguilar thought about taking the three-pointer. Finds Heath under the basket, and Jordan Heath with the throwdown. Well, that's a problem when Jordan Heath gets it in the low block. You just got to make sure he doesn't catch in that position because it's only one outcome. Now Nubo finds Ryogo Sumino at the shot, gives it to Ira Brown. Brown from downtown doesn't get it. Heath with a rebound. Now Suji pulls in transition, finds Fazekas. Kicks out to Heath. Yuma Fuji setting a screen, but finds now Pablo Aguilar. Pablo Aguilar backs down against Newbill. Pablo Aguilar, tough play. Gets it to drop. Well, Pablo Aguilar, muy agilente. El hombre de Granada. The man from Granada, Spain, Pablo Aguilar. Well, Aguilar, this time he takes it, doesn't get it. Tough play there by Pablo Aguilar. The three in the corner, the three is up, the three is good. Well, DJ Newbill now starting to light it up this season. Puts Osaka Evessa back up by 2 points. The question is, can he keep it going all night long? As we're approaching now 2.5 here in the first half. Kicks out to Jordan Heath, finds Fazekas. Fazekas thought about taking the three-pointer. Well, the Osaka Evessa bench won a traveling violation, but now Ira Brown, what do we have? We have Ayasu Midasai. Good night, Osaka. That is for you. As Ira Brown came up with a loose ball and only had one thing on his mind, and that was to have a Crammer Jam. Well, look at this. Ira Brown-san says, arigato gozaimasu, with a monster dunk. We'll force a turnover there from Naoto Tsuji, but Brown, he punishes him. Transition, downtown Ira Brown. So right now it's a 4-point lead to Osaka Evessa, and you got to credit them down to their defense. They've really forced Kawasaki Brave Thunders into some really tough shots, but more importantly, it's been able to turn those turnovers into points for them on the fast break. Well, players such as Ira Brown, not to mention Josh Harrelson, now Tatsuhito putting Yuma Fuji under a lot of pressure. Finds Pablo Aguilar. Fuji draws a foul, puts up a floater. And the foul was on the ground, so it should be a sideline ball, I believe, to Kawasaki Brave Thunders. It's definitely on the ground because he didn't pick his dribble up, so it should be a sideline ball. It's Yuma Fuji, guarded by Tatsuhito. That's a very good matchup. Those two players, very similar. Fazekas all the way. Fazekas gets the and one, and he kisses that one off the backboard. And it's the trademark Statue of Liberty. Nick Fazekas shot one-handed. It's unblockable, unguardable, but it's good at the bank. Fazekas, tough as nails. Remember, drafted by the Dallas Mavericks. Played for the LA Clippers. Brief little stint in Europe and France. But found the love of the game of basketball again when he played in the PBA in the Philippines. And has made Kawasaki his home since 2012. It's a 1-point lead now to Osaka Evessa. Ryogo Sumino kicks out. Tatsuhito back to Sumino. Sumino, tough fadeaway. Doesn't get it. Harrelson with a rebound, and Josh Harrelson gets the M1. And I think Josh Harrelson tried to avoid flexing the muscles there, but again, what a rebound. Josh Harrelson going in for a loose ball, and that's one way that Osaka Evessa is going to watch Harrelson hit. Right there, you can see, thought about flexing it. Originally from Missouri in the United States. Played at the University of Kentucky, graduating in 2011. He was drafted by the New Orleans Hornets, played for the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat. Fadeaway by Suchi, and it's a tough shot. I mean, the beautiful arc on that shot is unbelievable. The ability he has to elevate on his shot is very, very good too, which makes it very tough to guard. Hence why he is primetime shooters. Harrelson had a good shot. Now Tatsuhito puts up a mighty float, and oh my lord! Well, that went so high, it came down with snow on the altitude of that floater. Tatsuhito sent that one up to the heavens. Down with fire. Goes out of bounds, but it will be Kawasaki Brave Thunder's ball with 44.6 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Double team now finds Jordan Heath. Well, Heath doesn't make many 3 points, but this time Jordan Heath nails it from downtown. Well, the pick and pop worked very well, and he puts the game down to a 1-point ball game. It's now 10 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. The foul has been called on Yuma Fuji. It's only the 14th foul, so it will not be 2 shots. It will be sideline ball to Osaka Evessa. Smart play there by DJ Newbill to draw the context. He just slows down as he's about to receive the ball. Well, that's what they need, Ryogo Sumino. That's what they need, Ryogo Sumino-san. Well, they needed to get him open and to get him some looks from the perimeter, and that was about time. But now they have 6 seconds to get the last shot. Turn it over. Now, Ira Brown, what do we have? We have an easy throw down, and it's a 6-point lead to Osaka Evessa, and it's the same story. Great defense, forcing Kawasaki Brave Thunders to turn the ball over, but more importantly, turning those turnovers into points. And halftime, The team down 1-0 in the series have a 6-point cushion. The question is, can they hold on to it against Nick Fazekas and Ryosei Shinoyama in the second half of Kawasaki Brave Thunders? Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of this B-League fixture between our host, the Osaka Evessa, and the visitors, Kawasaki Brave Thunder as well. You can see Osaka Evessa, very much like they were last night, shooting very well from the perimeter, 5 for 8 from downtown. Much better from within the rainbow this time, 63% as opposed to 27 last night. They're now 12 for 19. And yesterday in the first half, they didn't able to shoot a single free throw. Already 5 for 7, doing much better on the rebounds. Or Kawasaki, for that matter, actually. Kawasaki now with 5 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive rebounds. That's an improvement from yesterday. And there's Ryogo Sumino there sitting on the bench. They were able to get him an open look from the perimeter, but they need him to have a very good night from the perimeter if they're going to take this to a game 3. Remember, Kawasaki Brave Thunders do lead this series 1-0 as they won by 20 yesterday, very emphatically over Osaka here live on this court. Well, Osaka Evessa, one of the more notable teams in B-League history, but Kawasaki Brave Thunder is trying to build their history right now. Make it, of course, Nick Vazikas. Relatively good night for his standards, but, you know, he's one of those players that can be a game changer. There's Jordan Heath, Yuma Fuji, along with Naoto Tsuji there. You can see Tsuji not quite off the mark as he would have liked to have been. Pablo Aguilar there, you can see the leading rebounders, scorers of the game, excuse me. Well, here are some highlights, of course, from the first half, and there's a 1-2 punch between Naoto Tsuji and Jordan Heath. I mean, they have been absolutely phenomenal in this game with each other. Ryogo Sumino with his and one play, the very first 2 points of the game for Osaka Evessa. Well, they'll be relatively disappointed with that play because it was right at the end of the shot clock, and, you know, at that point it was a careless reach by Tsuji, not understanding that Nick Vazikas was in the help side. That would have caused a turnover against Osaka, but again, they rewarded him with an and-one play. So we get the first play of the game, and right now, Osaka Evessa taking this game over. It's that man again, Ryogo Sumino-san. Ryogo Sumino, again, one player they need to have a good night tonight if they have any chance of coming up with a victory here tonight. Shinoyama gets away with a travel there. Shinoyama puts up a little floater, and Shinoyama said, well, just like February 2019, not the quite same shot. Goes in the lane, down the middle. He throws it up, and he says, "Arigatou gozaimasu." Unbelievable. Just how did he make that? Well, doesn't make the three-point play, and Ira Brown comes up with a rebound. Osaka Evessa still holding on to a 6-point lead. Remember, they lost yesterday, excuse me. 20 points to Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Sumino, time, space, takes a three, doesn't get it. Jordan Heath with a rebound. Looking for Ryosei Shinoyama, who doesn't usually start for Kawasaki Brave Thunders, but does take Yuma Fuji's role here in the backcourt. Naoto Tsuji draws a foul. Well, that's a smart play there by Tsuji, drawing the foul on Ryogo Sumino. That's one player that Kawasaki Brave Thunders will want to get into foul trouble because they know if he's out of the game, there's only really going to be one threat from the perimeter. That's DJ Newbill, possibly Josh Orelson, but again, they've defended him very well in this game. He sets a screen now. Pulls in the hands of Fazekas. Finds Pablo Aguilar. Got it by DJ Newbill. He's got a few seconds left. Aguilar with the fadeaway. Orelson get it. Orelson gets thrown to the ground. Nakamura picks up his dribble. Finds DJ Newbill. DJ now looking to isolate. DJ crosses over. DJ in the lane. Finds Harrelson. Big shot. Doesn't get it. Goes over the backboard, and that will be an out-of-bounds violation. Well, that was a good play, actually. DJ Newbill crossed over Nick Fazekas, made a penetration, drew the defense, and found a wide-open Harrelson. Harrelson's got to knock him down. Now Shinoyama finds Jordan Heath. Kicks out here. Tsuji comes off one screen. Tsuji goes down the middle, and he traveled with it. That's a careless turnover, because all he had to do was kick out to a wide-open Jordan Heath, who was wide open on the perimeter. Now, Heath has made his last three-point shot, so he's got to do better than that. Well, just lost control of the ball. Well, you could argue that Sumino did put a hand in the back, but I mean, the physicality of this game has to keep its name. Can't be cool on everything. Newbill takes a three right in the face of Pablo Aguilar, excuse me. Finds Ryusei Shinoyama. Shinoyama off one screen. Oh, why did Shinoyama not shoot that one? And now Harrelson in transition finds Newbill. DJ kicks this one out. Sumino wide open, way short. Tsuji comes up with it, finds Shinoyama. Fazekas fakes the screen, spins out. Fazekas tough shot, and trademark Nick Fazekas. The fakes, the spins, and even Ira Brown. Those two, so much respect for each other, having been rivals here in the B-League since 2012. Both have featured for the Japanese national team. Both heavy fan favorites and well-liked amongst their colleagues and fans here in Japan. Nick Fazekas, one of the most complicated players to guard here in international basketball. Remember, one of the key reasons Japan made the unbelievable run in the build-up to the FIBA World Cup. It was that victory against Australia in the summer of 2018 that led Japan on a rampage of victories. The foul has been called now. Ira Brown, and that's much better. They need Ira Brown in this game. Fakes a handoff, and that's what Ira Brown gives you. I mean, he's tough as nails. If anything, 38 years of age, but he has got definitely a quicker step than both Jordan Heath and Nick Fazekas, but he's got to make the free throw. Missed both free throws, and that could be crucial. Well, you got to step up and make your free throws. You never want to look back on a game of pro basketball and think the outcome could have been different had you made all your free throws. Fazekas under the basket. Ah, too easy. I mean, Nick Fazekas is simply one of the best players. I keep saying it time and time again. He just does the simple stuff. I mean, if you had a basketball examination of 100 questions, you know Nick Fazekas is going to get an A+. Plus answer all the bonus questions. I mean, his IQ for the game of basketball is probably going to blow off the Richter scale. Another turnover there. Backcourt violation called against Ryogo Sumino. Here's the isolation now. Finds Fazekas. Fazekas fades away. Tough shot, doesn't get it. Harrelson now looking for a handoff, finds Newbill. There's a foul being called on Ryusei Shinoyama. Shinoyama trying to say there was an offensive foul, but the officials are not buying it. There's no offensive foul there whatsoever. Shinoyama should have no arguments. If anything, it was a great screen set by Ira Brown and a good curl by Nakamura. As Tatsuhito comes into the game, they got to get the ball inbound. They turn it over. Pablo Aguilar with a steal. Now, Tsuji not going to take on Ira Brown. Fazekas with a fake. Fazekas pump fakes. Gets a rock stolen from him. Harrell comes up with it. Harrelson, excuse me. Tatsuhito transition, puts up a floater. No foul called. Wow. Tatsuhito took a hard knock there, but the official's not buying it. Shinoyama off one screen, pick and pop. Jump shot from Fazekas, doesn't get it, but oh, now I'm not sure, did Fazekas score that or did Jordan Heath tip it back? I think Vazikas is not too worried about who gets the points there. His mindset is we got to end this series tonight, get the victory, move on to the next round. Nubil comes off one screen, pulls up for the trademark three-pointer, and DJ knocks it down. Well, DJ Nubil cannot be allowed any time or space on the perimeter. I mean, this guy comes out like a house on fire. Now Vazikas kicks this one out to Shinoyama. He's got the mismatch guarded by Nubil. Vazikas, trademark shot. Nick Vazikas, 3 letters, you know it, MVP caliber. Now Ira Brown with a fadeaway, and Ira Brown responds down the other end. Right now it is a shootout. These two teams cooking it up here. Putting on some hosamaki here. Maybe some tempura with some udon. Tsuji pulls up for 3-pointers, doesn't get it. Jordan Heath tries to go in for a rebound, but Harrelson knocks it out of bounds, and it will be Kawasaki Break Thunder's ball on the baseline. That's just a tough play. I mean, they got to do better than that. As Naota Tsuji goes to the bench to take a breather. This guy getting it down, almost got away with a 5-second violation at that point. Behind the back, tough play by Shinoyama. Oh, what a pass under the basket. I missed a layup, but Vazikas follows up. He can't get it. Now, good ball movement here by Osaka Evessa. Nubil, what a move! Harrelson, oh baby! What a play! Starts with DJ Nubil, dishing it off to Josh Harrelson under the basket with a one-handed jam. Now can Jordan Heath respond down the other end? Oh my Lord! Goodness gracious! Pablo Aguilar was gonna put everybody on a poster. Ay, Dios mío, ¿qué estás haciendo, Pablo Aguilar? Throw it down, brother. I mean, that would have been phenomenal. Pablo Aguilar. ¿Qué tiempo hace ahora? Hace mucho calor. I mean, it is heating up in here. These two teams really battling it out. That is just tough play by Pablo Aguilar. Well, remember, Pablo Aguilar coming from the Real Madrid Academy, originally from Granada, Spain, having a fantastic career in the ACB, featured in 2 FIBA Eurobaskets in 2013 and 15 for the Spanish national team. And now DJ Nubil comes off one screen, finds Harrelson. Harrelson tries to go off the backboard, doesn't get it. Jordan Heath with a rebound, and now Kawasaki Brave Thunders can tie this up with a 3-pointer. Shinoyama down the middle. Shinoyama tries off to Jordan Heath. Good play under the basket. Gets his own rebound. Jordan Heath tries again. This time he gets it. And Jordan Heath just battling it out down low. Almost turned it over. And now DJ Nubil looking to isolate. Nubil kicks out. Tatsuhito gave up a wide open shot, but he turns it over. Big 3 by Vazikas. Vazikas doesn't get it. That would have been big. Draws a foul. Matias Calfani comes back into the game. Again, just to give him another option. Well, the big three by Harrelson, way off the mark, but they get another rebound. Finds Nakamura. Nakamura gives up to Tatsuhito. Ito puts up a little floater, way off the mark. And now Kawasaki Brave Thunders can take the lead here. Finds Shinoyama. Shinoyama, mid-range. Shinoyama puts Kawasaki Brave Thunders up by 1 point. That's his 6th point of the night. Finds Garrett Stutz. Stutz gets fouled. Stutz is going to go to the free throw line now for 2 shots. Garrett Stutz had to leave the game as he got into a lot of foul trouble early, but again, now he's going to go to the free throw line. Well, there's a 3 in the corner. 3 is up and the 3 is good. Well, that is from Takumi Hasegawa, who's just checked into this game, giving a 3-point lead now to the Kawasaki Brave Thunders. And another shot there, and right now, Osaka Evessa appear to be cooling down at the moment. There's a pick and pop now. There's a one-handed fadeaway, doesn't get it. But we tried the Shinoyama shot. Couldn't get it now. Tatsuhito on the ball. Goes down low to Josh Harrelson. Cross court. There's baseline. Another trying to find another kick out. Ito down the middle. Sumino. Now we're in a few seconds left during the shot clock. Turns it over. Fazekas with a loose ball. Finds Calfani. Calfani, bit of contact. Matias Calfani. Y uno, por favor, mi amigo. Well, goes in for the and 1, and now he's going to go to the free throw line to make a 3-point play. There's the contact. And as you would say in Spanish, muy fuerte. Well, 1:03 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Kawasaki Brave Thunders. I mean, this is their quarter. We saw this 3 weeks ago against Utsunomiya Brex. Arguably been the best team in the B-League this year, but Kawasaki Brave Thunders just took over in the 3rd quarter, led by Nick Fazekas, but everybody stepping up and playing their role. As the former FIBA, 2-time FIBA America's League champion, Matias Calfani makes the 3-point play. Now Harrelson backs down. Harrelson all the way, gets rejected. Oh, what a block by Matias Calfani. Great defensive play. Matias Calfani says, no en mi casa. Tú no eres bienvenida. You are not welcome. DJ Nubo, quick 3, got it. Keeping Osaka Evessa in this game. Remember, they must win tonight to force to a game 3. Now we're coming to the end of the 3rd quarter. Another kick out, wide open. Oh, Calfani had the 3-pointer. Calfani goes all the way. And Calfani, back-to-back 5 points here in the last 30 seconds, I would say. And now there is 2 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. They're gonna run this one down now. DJ Newbill time. Gonna go pick and roll with Ira Brown. Newbill pulls up a 3 off the backboard. Ira Brown can't follow up. Now a few seconds left. They can shoot it. Fazekas puts it up. Almost got it. Well, Nick Fazekas could have put them up by 8 points, but right now, Kawasaki Brave Thunders take the lead here in the 3rd quarter. 57 to Osaka Evessa, 62 to Kawasaki. We got 1 quarter left. Will Kawasaki go on to the next round, or will Osaka Evessa take it to another game? DJ Nuba there coming up with a loose ball very quickly and scoring for Osaka Evessa. Cutting it down to a 3-point ball game. This one looking like it's going to go down right to the wire here. It's Kalfani drawing the foul on Ira Brown. No basket, the foul was on the ground. Down the middle now, looking to kick this one out, finds Kalfani. Kalfani thought about taking it, this time he does. Doesn't get it, goes out of bounds. There's a pick and pop now, Harrelson takes a shot. Harrelson can't get it, another big rebound by Matthias Kalfani. Takes a bit of contact off the backboard. Point ball game here. You can see Kawasaki Brave Thunders probably just haven't come out as focus. There's a big three, and oh my lord, well, that's a huge three by Yuma Fuji. Yuma Fuji hitting a big time three-pointer. Fuji doing a very good job there coming off, but now you can see Kawasaki going to a 2-3 zone, and that's an interesting decision. Seeing as DJ Nubel's a very, very good three-point shooter. I think a traveling violation. No, plus a foul's been called on the ground. Kick out that pump fake, smooth move. Another three-pointer by, oh my lord, this guy has lightened the gym up. Back-to-back three-pointers by Yuma Fuji. Fuji there coming up big time. And right now, There was a pump fake by Otsuka. Otsuka dishing it out, and Fuji hitting back-to-back triples. That was a good play there. Well, shout out to Sanja12345. So now we have a timeout. And again, I just wonder what kind of approach Osaka Evessa gonna take here for the last few moments. Well, if you're Osaka Evessa, one thing you have to make sure now is Yuma Fuji doesn't come out and hit any more three-pointers because you're down by 9 points, but there's plenty of time left. 8 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this game. This will be key now for Osaka Evessa. They have to get some momentum going, but Ira Brown, now question is, was there any contact there? I think Ira Brown's trying to say there was, but looks like it's going to be a turnover. Well, Ira Brown, yeah, he's got no arguments that he lost control of the basketball. Absolutely no force coming whatsoever from the Kawasaki Brave Thunders players. Well, Fuji's got a hot hand right now. Finds Fazekas. Fazekas with the Statue of Liberty. Trademark shot by Nick Fazekas. Comes up on the handoff here now. Finds DJ Newbill, but Matthias Calfani putting him under pressure. Well, great defensive hustle. 9 seconds to go on the shot clock. And look, you can see the energy right now from the Kawasaki Brave Thunders bench. Wait a minute, I think the officials are trying to decide whose possession it is. I mean, that's come off of, if I'm correct, that came off of Yuma Fuji. That should be Osaka Evessa ball. Because when it went out of bounds, Yuma Fuji was the last player to dive on the ground to tip it out of bounds. So that possession should go to, see a replay to be honest, but to me that was clear as daylight. So yeah, Osaka Evessa will get the ball, but there's only a few seconds left now on the shot clock. So DJ Newbill's got to get it going, pulls up for a big three, doesn't get it. Fazekas with a rebound, finds Yuma Fuji. Kafani's going to slow this one down. Kicks out now to Hasegawa. Takes a big shot. And a jump ball situation. Well, possession arrow does go in favor of Osaka Evessa, so it should be possession to the home side. And there's Calfani with the three. It's a good look, but couldn't finish it. Tatsuhito now. Gets this one out to DJ Newman. Now they need some points coming. There's the screen. There's an open three-pointer. Again, off the mark. Ira Brown with a rebound. Finds Orelson. He takes the mid-range shot. Right now, Osaka Evessa struggling to find baskets. Now they have to do it defensively and get a stop. Down the middle, in the lane, Yuma Fuji taking this game over. And Fuji-san is going to work. Well, Yuma Fuji, 8 points so far here in the fourth quarter, has been the difference Remember, Osaka Evessa will lead this game as Tatsuhito goes down the middle and puts up a little floater. And that's going to do a lot of confidence now for Osaka Evessa because they have just under 6 minutes to save their season as they're down by 11 points. Foul has been called. I think they're going to call that one a DJ Newbill. Actually, I think they're going to call that on Kalfani, excuse me. No, I apologize to DJ Newbill. Well, I was under the impression that Newbill got called for the reach, but you can see Kalfani just checking he's okay, but the foul is on Matthias Kalfani for the incidental trip over. Well, Kalfani was trying to reach for the ball for a hustle play. Unfortunately, as he went for that, it did compromise. Now watch it, there's a steal there, but watch Kalfani. He's diving for the ball, he's got eyes on the ball, and it's an accidental play. Both players, of course, shaking it off, but you know, Kawasaki, one way they can try and chip into this game is try to isolate Ira Brown at the moment. Get the ball to him, draw some more fouls, get into the penalty, because at the moment, they're chasing the game. They've got 3 team fouls. They cannot afford to get into the penalty too early because that was the first team foul of the quarter for Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Also, they need to try and get Ryogo Sumino some open looks and try and get something going for the perimeter because DJ Newbill has also gone a little bit cold here in the 4th quarter. Tatsuhito now on the ball. It's a handoff with DJ Newbill. Newbill thought about taking the 3-pointer. Now gets off to Ryogo Sumino as Ira Brown. Ira Brown almost loses it, keeps it alive. Finds Ito. Ito forces up a mid-range, can't get it. Morelson with the rebound. And a fresh 14 now here for Osaka. Newbill pump fakes. Finds Ito again. Ito with another floater. Gets it to drop, and it's a 9-point ball game. That's much better. Tatsuhito getting the last 2 field goals here for Osaka, keeping them in this. Now, Osaka cannot afford to foul anymore. They need to make sure they don't get into penalty as Newbill forces a turnover. Right now, Osaka with 5:07, fighting for everything they can to stay in this game. Led by DJ Newbill on the defense and Tatsuya Ito on the offense. Tatsuya now gets caught in the double. Now, Harrelson's got a mismatch. You got to get the ball to him. Harrelson was being guarded by Yuma Fuji. They didn't get the ball to him. And now they get it. Tough shot. Doesn't get it. That was a poor play by Osaka Evessa. So we got a timeout now. These 2 teams are going to talk it over. With under 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Remember, Kawasaki Brave Thunders do lead this series 1-0. Well, here we go now. Kawasaki Brave Thunders with a 9-point lead have been forced into quite a few turnovers in the last few possessions. They've got Jordan Heath playing the 5 role. Matthias Kalfani, a power forward. Jordan Heath under the basket, gets fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line. The pick and roll been causing a lot of problems for Osaka Evessa in these last 2 games. Well, that's a problem that Osaka Evessa have had. They've been unable to deal with the size of Kawasaki, but you know, they do have Garrett Stutz and Josh Harrelson there, number 55, but the thing that Kawasaki have is they've got Nick Fazekas. They've also got Jordan Heath. Both of them can be on the court at the same time and play 5 and 4, but then on top of that, you've got Pablo Aguilar, Matthias Kalfani. I mean, who's to say that Kawasaki Brave Thunders are gonna finish the season as the champions and let Utsunomiya Brex know that they are the better team? But right now, they've got to finish the job off as we're under 4.5 to go. Ira Brown now looking for handoff. Finds Ryogo Sumino. Sumino all the way with a fangirl. Strong movement. It's a 7-point ball game. All of a sudden, Osaka Evessa not ready to give up now. A foul's been called. I believe there was a trip up there as Jordan Heath is signaling for an unsportsmanlike foul, but I would have to see the replay there. Yuma Fuji, I thought he tripped over, but possibly there was, here's Yuma Fuji. Well, that's very close. He does run behind him, but the question is, does Tatsuhito make contact with him? So it looks like it's going to be 2 free throws, and the problem that Osaka Evessa have is they're in the penalty. Though they put Kawasaki Brave Thunders in the penalty. Now there's 4 minutes left, plenty of time, 7-point ball game, but Yuma Fuji, 8 points here in the 4th quarter. Caused a lot of problems for Osaka Evessa. Makes the first one, gets the shooter's roll. Makes it 2 for 2 for the charity stripe and puts Kawasaki Brave Thunders back up by 9 points. It's Tatsuhito. Oh, they could have come up with a steal there. It's now Tatsuhito on the ball. Looking to go pick and roll. Finds Harrelson. Harrelson go to work. The question is, I think they called it. So and 1. That's a smart pick and roll. There was, I'm not sure, you know, because Josh Harrelson didn't have 2 hands on the ball going to the basket. Well, we got a timeout now. But Josh Harrelson could turn this into a 6-point ball game if he makes his free throw. But these 2 teams are going to talk it over. Well, Josh Harrelson now is going to go to the free throw line for the 3-point play. Cut it down to a 6-point ball game. Doesn't get it. Well, free throws are crucial at this level right now. The Kawasaki Brave Thunders, the game's in their hands. Run the clock down. They're in the penalty. Any foul will send them to the free throw line. Down low now to Jordan Heath. Jordan Heath almost turns it over. Ball is on the ground now. It's a jump ball scenario, and I believe that's going to be possession to Kawasaki because the last jump ball went in favor of Osaka. Doesn't really do too much favors to... Doesn't do too many favors for Osaka Evessa. Well, great defense by DJ Newble there. Not playing with strength, but more finesse. Well, Osaka Evessa fighting for everything right now. Must get a stop. They cannot afford to foul. As we mentioned, a foul will send Kawasaki to the free throw line. Fazekas now has the mismatch. Got it by DJ Newble. There's a double team. Well, Fazekas, I think he tried to pass it. Now, if I'm correct, I think Fazekas tried to pass that one to Jordan Heath. Now, we know Nick Fazekas loves a one-hand. Oh, look at this. Oh, no, that's a shot. Excuse me. I thought it was a pass because Ira Brown came over for a double team, but Fazekas went for it and almost got it. That is the trademark Nick Fazekas shot. The one-handed Statue of Liberty shot. Ira Brown looking to give this one up. Finds Ryogo Sumino. Sumino pulls up for the mid-range. Tough shot. Nobody going for a rebound. Well, Ryogo Sumino, again, they could really do with him hitting some three-pointers right now, but you know the defense of Kawasaki has caused all sorts of problems. Shinoyama-san on the ball. Ryosa Shinoyama down the middle, kicks out. Heath, big three, got it! Big time shot by Jordan Heath, putting Kawasaki Brave Thunders up by double digits. And Osaka Evessa now 2.5 away. Ira Brown for three, can't get it. Pablo Aguilar with a rebound. And now we're under 2.5. Kawasaki up by 10 points. Fazekas down the middle. Fazekas doesn't get the and one. But the Statue of Liberty is going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. I mean, look at this. Fazekas is impossible to guard. Down the middle. There it is, the Statue of Liberty. One-handed jump hook. Well, if you have seen Nick Fazekas play for Japan at the FIBA World Cup qualifiers or at the FIBA World Cup, that is his trademark shot. For a big man who was drafted by the Dallas Mavericks, remember, also played for the Los Angeles Clippers in the NBA, but Mike Dunleavy almost retired from the game of basketball after the... That's really interesting, actually. What many people may not know is that when Nick Fazekas played in France in the Pro A League, he played for Gédier Dijon and Asvel Villebon. He did not like the experience in Europe, and he almost contemplated retiring from the game of basketball at the age of 26, but it was a journey to the Philippines where he played in the PBA for one season in 2012 that reignited the fire, brought the love of the game of basketball back for Nick Fazekas. And since 2012, Kawasaki Brave Thunders has been Nick Fazekas' home. My word, what a great ambassador he has been for Japanese basketball, playing for his whole B-League career for the Brave Thunders, but also having featured for the Japanese national team. And possibly we could see him this summer at the FIBA Asia Cup and also the Olympics as well. I mean, Nick Fazekas is just a prime-time, true professional basketball player, loved by the fans. So now the task is getting even more difficult for Osaka Evessa because with 2:21 to go, now they're down by 12 points. Tatsu Ito can't really waste any time. He's got to get the ball up. They got to get a quick shot. So now down the middle, finds DJ Newbill, guarded by Pablo Aguilar. He wants to get a shot up from the perimeter. Now you can see Jordan Heath making that impossible. There's a step back, cross through, finds Tatsu Ito. The three is up. No good. Jordan Heath for the rebound. And now Kawasaki Brave Thunders will just run the clock down. As now we're under 2 minutes to go. Well, Pablo Aguilar in the corner, almost got it, and that would have been buenas noches. Ayasu Minasai for Osaka Evessa. Nubil steps back, Nubil quick three, got it! And one three-pointer by DJ Nubil, right in the face of Nick Fazekas. And Nubil's gonna go to the free throw line for a 4-point play. Oh, Ichi ni san kudasai, DJ Nubil. Well, this is going to be a tough one now because if he makes the free throw, cut it down to an 8-point bowl game. But again, Osaka can't afford to foul because they'll just be sending Kawasaki to the free throw line. Osaka as well, Kawasaki, sorry, 2 fouls away from putting Osaka in the penalty, excuse me. So Kenji Saito, again, knows it's going to be very tough here, but it's not over. As DJ makes the 4-point play, it's an 8-point ball game. And here comes the full court pressure from Osaka Evessa. Well, you don't want to foul, don't want to put him at the free throw line. If you Kawasaki Brave Thunder, take care of the basketball, don't turn it over. Finds Jordan Heaper, there's a turnover. Now, that's the defensive play that Osaka wanted. So now DJ Nubil comes off a screen. Again, he wants to isolate. He wants to get on the three-point line. There it is. There's the three. Doesn't get it. It was a good look, good isolation, but wasn't able to knock it down. Got to deal with the pressure here. Finds Fazekas. Fazekas finds Pablo Aguilar again. No need to rush this. Run it down to the last few seconds. 10 on the shot clock here for Kawasaki. Down the middle, in the lane. Fanga rolls, lays it up, and puts him back up by 10 points. Smart play there by Naoto Tsuchi. Nubil has got to go quick. Carlson finds Ira Brown. Brown now fades away on the baseline, tucks it away with 26 seconds left. Kawasaki pretty much going on to the next round. Kawasaki here. Again, the story has been written this year about Utsunomiya Brex. They've been heavily touted as the best team here in the B-League. Pablo Aguilar, buenos noches de Pablo Aguilar. Muchos gracias, mi amigo. Well, Pablo Aguilar gave the final shot. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, Kawasaki Brave Thunders, they win this series as they win game 2. Osaka Evessa made it a better game here in game 2. They were blown out in game 1. But as it stands, Nick Fazekas, Ryosei Shinoyama, Pablo Aguilar, Jordan Heath, Naoto Tsuchi, they'll be going on to the next round. And they'll be looking to settle the arguments that they are the best team here in the B-League. Kawasaki Brave Thunders just simply have been unbelievable this season. Well, it was a tough one for them, to say the least, because, you know, Utsunomiya Brex, quite frankly, took care of Sunrock and Shibuya, but this is going to be a unbelievable matchup between Kawasaki Brave Thunders and Utsunomiya Brex. I mean, the last time they played, it was very close. There you can see Shinoyama and Yuma Fuji doing their victory dance there. Probably in support to their family members watching the game. You got to love these two. But as I mentioned, you know, this is going to be key for Kawasaki Brave Thunders, because a lot of people now are saying that the winner of this series is probably going to be the champion this year. But take nothing away from Chiba Jets and the other teams, the Golden Kings as well, as they well, the Golden Kings probably gonna have to go to a third game because Toyama Grouse is winning today 97-74. But at the moment, Chiba Jets winning comfortably over Mikawa Seahorses. Remember that game on the other side of the playoff bracket. Chiba won emphatically by 29 points in their first game, 105-76. Remember, the top player for the Chiba Jets is Yuki Togashi, arguably one of the best point guards in Japan. But the season is over now for Osaka Evessa.
佐藤ヘッドコーチ、昨日の引き続き素晴らしい勝利でした。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
まず今日の試合を振り返ってみて、チーム全体の出来っていうのはどうだったでしょうか。
はい、ちょっとオフェンスの方が重くなってしまって、ビッグラインナップのところちょっと狙いすぎたり、あとは大阪さんのプレッシャーが本当に素晴らしくて、ボールプレッシャーかけられてディナイされてボールを押し上げられて、なかなかいいオフェンスできないことが、前半はディフェンスそのまま引きずってしまってたんですけど、後半よくそこにアジャストしてガード陣がアタックして引っ張ってくれて、ファウルももらえて、後半はしっかりよくコントロールできたと思います。
ありがとうございます。今お話あったように前半から後半にかけて見事な修正だったと思います。特にディフェンスの部分で後半29得点に抑えるディフェンスだったんですけど、そういったあたりで後半に向けてどういった指示がされたのでしょうか。
ディフェンスの方はもう当たり前のことは当たり前にちゃんとやろうっていうところで、オフェンスがダメでそれを引きずって、でディフェンス緩くなってたところあったので、我々がやるべき当たり前のディフェンスを、しっかりやりましょうということで、特に具体的な指示はしてないです。逆にオフェンスの方でアタックとアグレッシブに、いけたんで、それがいいムードになってディフェンスにも影響したかなと思います。
なるほど、ありがとうございます。はい、そういった修正点、見事に修正を遂行できた選手、素晴らしかったと思います。では最後に、次はセミファイナル、相手宇都宮です。リーグ戦1位という相手で、優勝に向けて非常に大きな山かなというふうに思いますけど、このセミファイナルに向けての抱負を、映像の向こうで応援してくださっている皆様に一言お願いします。
はい、今日も応援ありがとうございました。苦しい試合でしたけど、皆さんのエネルギーが我々に伝わったと思います。セミファイナル、ここまで来たらもう自分たちのことをぶつけるだけなので、サンダースファミリーのエネルギーを背に受けてまた頑張ってきます。あとは大阪エベッサの皆さんの思いもしっかりと背負って、宇都宮さんに全力でぶつかりたいと思います。
ありがとうございます。個人的にも応援しています。
ありがとうございます。
Well, that was Kawasaki Brave Thunder's head coach Kenji Sato saying that the defense of the Osaka Evessa was very, very good, but what they did very well was understand the mismatches and try to isolate. Again, it was all about the pick and roll and trying to get Nick Fazekas to switch along with Jordan Heath. Of course, that caused a lot of problems. Well, they did a very good job of focusing on the fundamentals of the defense, as he mentioned there for the translation, and they continued to attack on offense, and that was the key to winning this game. Coach, also from Kenji Sato, a message to the fans. He thanks all the fans for their support. It was a tough game, but they did what they did because of the fans, and they'll have another tough game coming up against Utsunomiya Brex. But please continue to support us in our playoff fixtures.
試合を振り返ってみて、チームとしてあるいは個人としての出来っていうのはどうだったでしょうか。
チームとしては前半少しオフェンスが重くなってしまいました。綺麗にデザインしようとしすぎていて、なかなか重くなってしまった部分もありますし、もちろん本当に大阪さんのプレッシャーというのは、昨日に比べても本当に1段も2段も上げてきているっていう中で苦しみましたけど、なので後半はしっかりプレッシャーに対してアタックをするっていう意識で、プッシュできたことがリズムを取り戻せたきっかけになったと思いますし、チームとしても本当に前半苦しみながらも後半修正できたっていう部分、そして個人的にもしっかりボールをプッシュして、ペイントタッチ増やしながら リードできたんじゃないかなというふうに思います。はい、
ありがとうございます。第3クォーターのファジーカス選手だったりっていうすごく得点源のところをゲームメイクで得点つなげてたところさすがだなというふうに思いました。
ありがとうございます。
本日大阪での試合ということでリモートゲームだったんですけど、この無観客での開催というところについて、実際試合をしてみてどのような感覚でしたか？
はい、本当に、大阪エベッサのフロントの皆さん、いろんな方が本当にいろんな努力をしてくださって、無観客とはなりましたけど、本当こう演出等を含めて、座席も本当に真っ赤に染まってましたし、やっぱ無観客は非常に寂しいという思いもありながらも、本当に大阪エベッサさんのなんでしょうね、その中でできるハードワークとか、例えば選手の紹介の時もアウェーの僕らの曲をわざわざ使ってくれて、おもてなしの雰囲気を作ってくださったりとか、本当にそういう部分で、大阪エベッサさんのこの雰囲気作りという部分に非常に感謝してます。
素晴らしい感想ありがとうございます。この2日間リモートゲームとなったことで、もう会場に来て応援をされる予定だった方も映像を通しての応援となってしまいました。本日の勝利に川崎ブレイブサンダースファミリーの皆様もとても喜んでいると思います。次のセミファイナルに向けての抱負を含めて一言お願いします。
はい、次は宇都宮さんという非常に強いチームなので、しっかり全力でぶつかれるようにこれからいい準備をしたいと思いますし、本当こう B リーグが盛り上がってるなっていうのをこう感じるような激しい試合っていうのを見せれるんじゃないかなと思うので、非常に楽しみにしてます。
ありがとうございます。セミファイナルでも活躍期待しています。
はい、ありがとうございま
す。
ありがとうございました。
Well, the translation coming through from Ryosei Shinoyama was that the offense wasn't great in the first half, and they tried to be a little bit too fancy, and Osaka's defense was very tough, but in the second half, they came out more aggressively, and that was the key for the game. He wants to also thank the Osaka Evessa staff for being able to hold this game without fans. It was a very, very tough job, but again, paying a lot of respect and homage for Osaka for creating a great atmosphere. Now, going on to the next matchup, in what Ryosei Shinoyama says is he knows that this is the battle of the Titans. Utsunomiya Brex being the toughest team here in the B-League. They want to be prepared, and they want to go in for battle, and they want to win it. Those were the words coming from Ryosei Shinoyama-san. Well, it was an unbelievable fixture. This game, right from start to end. I mean, Nick Fazekas, we all know he's the best player for Kawasaki Brave Thunders, but he can't do the job without his teammates. Ryosei Shinoyama, Jordan Heath, Pablo Aguilar, Matias Calfani, Naoto Tsuji. He has a tough team. Well, that was a big three from DJ Nubil. Nubil coming off screens. Had some big shots, but again, just couldn't hit them down in the fourth quarter, and that was the prime time of when they needed those shots to be taken. Well, there you can see Josh Harrelson, again, relatively quiet night, but there was Jordan Heath stepping out, hitting the big three-pointer. Well, again, we really say Shinoyama, and there you can see Nick Fazekas, their little 1-2 punch. I'm not sure if Jordan he scored that or if that rimmed in from Nick Fazekas, but there again was a three-pointer from DJ Newbill. Again, another little 1-2 punch. I mean, that was a spectacular play by Harrelson, but again, it was the in and out play by DJ Newbill. The fadeaway shot there from Ryose Shinoyama. Big time three-point in the corner. And it was that three-point play. Hasegawa, who doesn't play too many minutes, stepping up and hitting a big shot at Matias Calfani, going to the basket and one. DJ Newbill, a little bit of transition. There was the penetration there to the basket by Yuma Fuji. Yuma Fuji came alive in the fourth quarter, caused all sorts of problems for Osaka Evessa. Again, it was that kind of night for them. Well, there's Harrelson. Harrelson going to work. Got the and one play. Yuma Fuji clearly not agreeing with the call, as he felt there was a carrying violation. But then Jordan Heath responding down the other end with a big time. And the and one three-pointer by DJ Newbill, right in the face of Pablo Aguilar. And that was the end of the game. As it stands, they will be going on to play Utsunomiya Brex. This will be a battle of the Titans here in B-League basketball. Well, they won both legs by accumulation of 31 points. Well, Kawasaki Brave Thunders were much better from the perimeter this time. 33%, 8 for 24, 12 for 17 for the free throw line, and they did out-rebound Osaka Evessa. Now, Osaka Evessa did actually out-rebound Kawasaki Brave Thunders last night in game one, but then you can see 39 and 26 was the difference in this one. Very big fine margin from the rebounding. Individual play, very, very good stuff tonight from, as usual and as expected, by Nick Fazekas. Again, very, very tough play from him, from his standards. Another day at the office for Nick Fazekas. Well, Ira Brown, DJ Newbill, again, just couldn't get enough coming from Ryogo Sumino, one of their top shooters. Well, there you can see Sumino, 15 points, not bad actually for his standards, but there you can see Josh Harrelson with 12, but DJ Newbill 26, Fazekas 22, Jordan Heath 14, and Yuma Fuji, excuse me, with 10 points. Well, Yuma Fuji had 8 of those in the fourth quarter, coming out and hitting back-to-back three-pointers that just set daylight between them and Osaka Evessa. Again, that was a key difference for them in this game. But they know they know that going up against Utsunomiya Brex is going to be a completely different story. Ryan Rossiter, Kai Tevz, not to mention Yuta Tabuse coming off the bench. It's going to be a very, very tough matchup for them. Again, we'll just take a look at some of the reboundings and other stats in this game. But, you know, Kawasaki Brave Thunders, again, it's been an emergence for them. The last game they played against Utsunomiya Brex, they won. And Chiba Jets, again, as last I heard, were winning in their game against Mikawa Seahorses, but it looks like there's going to be a game 3 between Toyama Grouses and Ryoko Golden Kings. Utsunomiya Brex taking care of business emphatically against Shibuya Sunrockers. Well, it's such a shame that we can't see Utsunomiya Brex and Kawasaki Brave Thunders in the final, because that would just be a phenomenal final. But again, respect to the other teams, Chiba Jets will want to have something to say about that, as they'll want to prove a point. We will see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you can see the B2 Championship. Ibaraki Robots. Again, a team that was coached by British basketball coach Anthony Gabaletto last season, looking to make a stand and some more progression up the Japanese Basketball League pyramid. Again, you can follow B2 playoffs at home as well on the YouTube. The 89ers, Sendai 89ers, again, having to come back in that one. It'll be a very, very interesting matchup to see how well they progress in that game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us here in Osaka for this playoff matchup. For the Osaka fans, their season is over, but they'll be looking on because they know that it's going to be a busy summer ahead for Japanese basketball. FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers coming next month. FIBA Asia Cup coming along with the Olympics. The question is, which players will be featuring for the Japanese national team at the Olympics, at the FIBA Asia Cup, and the qualifiers next month? It was an unbelievable matchup. We thank you for joining us, but for now, it's good night and God bless. Ayasu minasai. Arigatou gozaimasu.